And in South America, tensions are escalating sharply between the United States and Venezuela after a deadly U.S. military strike in the Caribbean. Vice President JD Vance has now defended the move, dismissing criticism that it violated international law. Taking to X, he wrote, quote, "Killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military," end quote. The strike took place last week when U.S. forces sank a vessel in international waters. Washington said the boat belonged to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, which the Trump administration has labeled a foreign terrorist organization. And while 11 people were killed, President Donald Trump hailed the actions as a warning to others, claiming massive amounts of drugs were found on board. And taking to Truth Social, Trump said, quote, "Anybody thinking about bringing drugs into the United States of America, beware."
On the boat, you had massive amounts of drugs. We have tapes of them speaking. It was massive amounts of drugs coming into our country to kill a lot of people. And everybody fully understands that.
Now, when Vance was called out by his critics for his remarks, he doubled down, saying he doesn't care what people call it. He also mocked Democrats, accusing them of wanting to send kids to die in Russia, while Republicans focused on protecting people. Now, Vance's rhetoric sparked backlash on Capitol Hill as well. Republican Senator Rand Paul blasted Vance's remarks as despicable, warning against celebrating extrajudicial killings. He compared Vance's stance to ignoring the lessons of To Kill a Mockingbird. Meanwhile, the Pentagon has stepped up its presence in the Caribbean with more than 4,000 U.S. Marines and sailors, 7 warships, a nuclear submarine, and now 10 F-35 stealth fighters in Puerto Rico, part of the buildup. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth vowed the campaign won't stop with just this strike. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio added that more traffickers would face the same fate.
We have the absolute and complete authority to conduct that. First of all, just the defense of the American people alone. 100,000 Americans were killed each year under the previous administration because of an open border and open drug traffic flow. That is an assault on the American people.
Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, on the other hand, has condemned the strike, calling it fabricated justification for regime change. And speaking at a military base in Caracas, dressed in camouflage, he accused Washington of trying to stage an invasion and announced the mobilization of civilian militias.
There is no justification for it. It is not true, I say to the people of the United States. It was not true that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. What they are saying about Venezuela is not true. It is not true. It is a dead end they are getting themselves into. Venezuela has always been willing to talk, but just as we are willing to talk, we demand respect for our country, for our people.
Es un callejón sin salida que se están metiendo.
Now the clash is only intensified further when 2 Venezuelan F-16s flew over an American warship in the region, a move the Pentagon labeled highly provocative. In response, President Trump threatened that Venezuelan jets would be, quote-unquote, shot down if they endangered U.S. ships.
What happens if Venezuela flies jets over U.S. naval vessels again?
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over. Not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want.
And now, with rising military deployments, fiery rhetoric from President Trump and Vice President Vance, and the Venezuelan leader digging in with militias, the crisis shows no signs of easing.
Firstpost now available in 9 languages on YouTube. English,
at $36 trillion.
French,
Le FMI, comme
German,
Geschäftsführenden Direktor,
Hindi,
$30 trillion kakaljo.
Indonesian,
Pemerintah tanpa pemeriksaan.
Italian,
Sekali radikali.
Japanese,
$1 trilhão.
Portuguese,
Por causa do próprio balanço patrimonial.
Spanish.
Beautiful bill.
Go to Settings, click on Audio Track and select the language of your choice. Be the first to know what's happening around you in your first language. Firstpost.